welcome everyone to this new edition of the GTAS podcast being recorded on Sunday, January 14th, 2018. I'm Bob Rusin, and I'm joined with me is the always decorous Adam Miller.
What's up?
I do all that excitement and you're just, what's up? That's it. Really? Okay. Regardless. Adam, how have you been since I last saw you?
Pretty good.
All right. Thank you, Adam, for that awesome insight into the life of Adam Miller.
Yeah, I mean,
last time I spoke with you, I was very wasted.
Yeah, Bobby was so drunk that he fell asleep in the middle of a Grand Theft Auto mission.
And I just kept, swearing at you, too. I was just nonstop.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like,
fuck you piece of
fucking
shit.
piece of shit. Fuck you motherfucking piece of shit.
Get on Grand Theft Auto. And then I didn't even make it a mission in.
Yeah. We got it. He's like, what are we doing? He's like wide awake. And then as soon as we start the mission, 5 minutes into the mission, he's like, oh, that's all you hear coming through the fucking... I'm like, Bob,
and then apparently I woke back up. You said I woke back up.
You did at one point.
I don't remember that.
Hey, you fell asleep there, bud.
Last thing I remember was
yeah.
You were like, Bob, wait, Bob, are you awake? I'm like, yeah. And you're like, get in the car. I'm like, okay. And I got into Adam's Grand Theft Auto flying car, and I don't remember anything else after.
Okay, so you were awake after that point. You got into a helicopter.
What?
You started flying the helicopter.
I didn't fly. Wait, I flew the thing?
You flew the helicopter across the big lake in the middle of the Grand Theft Auto map? You flew it across the lake from the small airport to the big airport on the other side of the lake.
I don't even remember doing that.
And then
Did I fly it okay?
Yeah, it got there perfectly fine. Then you fell asleep and the helicopter just landed with you sleeping. So I had to turn on friendly fire so I could kill you and get you out of the helicopter.
So that
to finish the mission.
I can't believe I even...
Yeah, and you woke up at one point, and I was like, hey, you fell asleep there, bud. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, are we going to finish the mission? And you're like, yeah. That's when you got in the helicopter. You flew it across the lake, and then you fell asleep again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I don't remember any of that.
You woke up again before you fell asleep a third time and got booted from the match. But
okay, because I did wake up and it said I had been kicked from the map.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6 in the morning, really hungover, and I was like, oh shit, I was playing that game with Adam.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You woke up again, and I was like, how much money did you get paid? And you're like, none.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, you got paid something. Look how much money you got. And you're like, yeah, I don't see anything.
I actually have no...
And then you fell asleep again, and eventually you just got kicked.
Yeah, I know...
I kept dropping my flying car on you, too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I can't even... Oh, what was I thinking? Yeah, I don't remember any of that, but I've actually been known to do that a lot when I'm really tired, where I wake up, I talk to people, and I don't remember any of it the next day. It wasn't a drunk blackout thing. I just don't remember waking up and then talking to people and doing. I don't remember playing a video game. I mean, there is one time where I bought. I fell asleep at my computer, and I went to bed, and then a week later, a record came from the thing, and I'm like, I never bought this record, and it was Jethro Tull's Aqualung.
you drunk bought...
No, I didn't drunk buy it. I passed out at the computer sleeping, and I somehow woke up and purchased Aqualung on record. I still have it.
And then fucking went back to sleep.
Yeah, I don't remember. I looked in my purchase history and it said I purchased this record. I'm like, what the?
I don't remember fucking buying it.
Yeah.
Were you living with your brother at the time? Maybe he bought it for you.
No, I was at my house. I was probably, I don't know. I don't even think I was drinking at that point. I think it was before I was even 21, which I did not start drinking until I was 21. So, hooray for me. I was a loser. All right. Adam,
That's just being responsible.
Yeah, it was more because I didn't want to succumb to peer pressure because I hated people. All right, Adam, we got topics galore today.
All right.
By topics galore, I mean we have about maybe less than 10 topics.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
We're going to go into our movie segments, and we're going to start with that. Adam, you're not aware of any of these topics,
I'm
so
coming into everything fresh.
okay, there we go. So, Adam, Halloween 2018
Yeah.
is going to begin filming very, very soon, and it's slated to come out, obviously, Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
And it apparently is not a continuation. It is a straight sequel to the first Halloween, which I'm kind of disappointed because I actually don't hate Halloween 2. I actually thought that Halloween 2 was a good continuation. But apparently this film is being made with Blumhouse Productions. And Blumhouse Productions is kind of this up-and-coming independent horror company that has just been doing gangbusters recently. Like, their projects include that Split movie with James McAvoy, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good movie. That Get Out, which was a great movie.
Yeah.
They did the Paranormal Activity movies, which I attest that 1 and 2 are really good. 3 and everything past that were kind of bummy on.
Just like milking a cash cow.
Yeah, I mean, they tried, but 3 was okay. It just, I didn't like it. But they have some other popular franchises, like they have the Sinister franchise.
Yeah.
They have the Insidious franchise, which actually just came out with a recent movie. They did the...
Yeah, I heard it was really fucking bad.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Oh, I've actually been hearing that it wasn't too bad, but, you know, I've only watched the first Insidious. I just never really wanted to continue with it.
Yeah.
But they did that Oculus movie, which I thought was really good. They have some duds, though. They have, like, Purge Anarchy and Ouija and Unfriended, which was supposedly one of the worst movies that year. But overall, for the last, like, couple
no
of...
film company has only fucking...
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere.
The only way that you have continual hits is if you're Mel Brooks.
Yeah, or Marvel.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say that, because not every Marvel film is good.
No, but they're successful. They're not bad. I wouldn't really attest that any of them are terrible movies.
The first Thor movie, but that's kind of Paramount's fault.
I didn't really have a problem. I didn't like it that much, but I didn't think it was necessarily a bad film. But so apparently David Gordon Green is the one who's going to be directing it.
Yeah.
And the screenwriter is Danny McBride.
Yeah, I do. I was going to mention this before. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did. So yeah, it is a direct sequel to the original 1978 film. I don't know what your connection is with the Halloween franchise. I love the Halloween franchise. I even like the shitty versions of the franchise. That's one of my favorite horror franchises. I love the original. I even don't hate Halloween 3, which people bitch about all the time. I actually really like Halloween 3 if you take it for what it is.
Yeah.
But I'd say maybe the one I really don't like is maybe like Halloween Resurrection with like Busta Rhymes. You know, I mean, there are parts of it
where they were like filming a reality show and stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't hate the concept of it, but I just, like really, there's no way for you to get the hell out of that house. I forget the reasoning behind it, but altogether, I do like it. Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back as Laurie Strode, and the original Michael Myers, Nick Castle, is coming back. And apparently they have John Carpenter's blessing. I think he was doing some sort of writing of...
Well, wasn't his original intention to make different films?
Yeah, you mean the Halloween franchise.
Yeah, and it was the film company that pushed him into...
Yeah, he did Halloween and then Halloween 2. And then he was like, that's it, no more Michael Myers. He's dead. Like, he's on the ground and in flames, burning. He's dead.
Yeah.
And then, so then he's like, okay, well, where do we go on? Well, Halloween will be an anthology franchise that a new movie comes out every Halloween. And it just kind of is its own standalone thing. But everyone apparently was like, well, what the fuck? This doesn't have Michael Myers in it. And they thought it was like Friday the 13th and something like that. And so a lot of people weren't very happy with it. I say that Halloween 3 is not a bad film. It's just kind of misunderstood. But if this movie finally officially starts, and right now it seems like everything is going... It's got a great production company, from what I think. It has a pretty good director. That director just did that Jake Gyllenhaal Stronger movie, which apparently was supposed to be really good. So, I mean, he's apparently a talented director. And, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is usually pretty good in everything.
Yeah.
I don't really think any... And I don't know if this is going to be the end all. I mean, I guess we'll have to see how the movie comes out, if it's like the final thing with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Because John Carpenter, I think that, like, I don't want to do these things anymore, but you have my blessing on these.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, he's old. He doesn't want to do anything anymore.
No, I don't think he does. And Danny McBride is just such an odd person to do the writing of it, the screenwriting.
Yeah, but I, for some reason, I feel like he's going to do a good job, even though this isn't his thing.
Not horror.
Yeah, like, comedy acting is his thing, but that doesn't mean that he's going to do a good job. Well,
look at Jordan Peele for the Get Out movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's... I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just odd to me, to see Danny McBride writing Halloween, but good. I want to see this movie. I hope that it's as good and creepy and not just a gore fest like all the other ones. Like, the original Halloween is not a gore fest.
I'm not really, like, I like atmospheric horror.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why I agree with you. I think the first one's really good. But I'm just not into, like, gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the Halloween kind of...
Like, I used to never go to the movie when I was, in my teens, and all my friends would go to the movie theater to see a scary movie. I'd be like, it's just gonna be people getting stabbed. That's not scary. That's just fucked.
No, I mean, I had a huge terrifying fear. Like, everyone's like, which one's your favorite? Which one's the scariest? I mean, I always thought Pinhead and Michael Myers were the most terrifying, because Freddy was too...
Fuck off, dude. Chucky from Child's Play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, that's... I take it back.
Yeah.
I forgot about Chucky.
Yeah.
Chucky is the most terrifying thing ever. I had a tremendous fear of Chucky. There was a kid who just was wearing a Bride of Chucky shirt when I was in elementary school, and I was like looking like such a little bitch because I was just...
Couldn't even look at it.
I couldn't even look at it. I was terrified. Yeah. Okay, yes, you are correct. Michael Myers is my favorite one, but scariest, it would probably be Chucky and Pinhead. Yeah. Pinhead was just terrifying to me. Chucky and Pinhead, Hellraiser was the franchise, but anytime I'd go to Eagle Video in the horror section, Hellraiser would just terrify me, and so would that face of Child's Play. Ooh.
Hellraiser didn't, visually, I didn't think it was that scary, but... Oh,
I just had the fear of Pinhead getting me and just torturing the shit out of me.
Oh.
And that's what just...
For me, like Chucky is scary not only visually but conceptually. Like what he is basically an unkillable, like inanimate object. It's terrifying.
It's
like I could handle it now as an adult, but
I can handle it now.
Holy fuck! There's no way.
It was terrifying.
There's no way.
I could not do it. So I'm excited for this Halloween film. I hope that it's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it's just been a film that's kind of been plagued with what's the development issues. It seems like it's just been being made forever. It was supposed to come out last year, apparently, but they just couldn't get anything to go on with it. So hopefully this Halloween remake does pretty well, and maybe it'll continue. Maybe it'll do a reboot to the franchise, but I'd be fine if this was like the last one, to be honest. I'd probably be okay with it. So, Adam, now we're going to go on to the next topic, which is that there's a little bit more of an update that a Black Widow franchise might actually start. A solo movie for Black Widow. Good. Which apparently a lot of people have been really clamoring for. I kind of wonder how they're going to do a Black Widow film that works. I'm sure I trust Marvel can do it, but Black Widow is such a great character that, she does deserve her own film, but I'm wondering if she's one of those characters that does work better as a supporting role.
No,
you think there's enough to...
She has I don't want to say story-wise, but in terms of what she does, she has a lot of similarities with the Punisher. The Punisher works as a solo.
Yeah, but I don't think Punisher has ever really worked as a good movie. Like, everything they've tried with it.
Fuck off.
What? Which one are you thinking?
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, Thomas Jane was a good Punisher, but the movie's not very good.
Yeah, but is that whose fault is that? The writer?
Yeah, the writer.
Wasn't that also Paramount?
It might have been. I will say that the best thing that Punisher has ever done was that Dirty Laundry skit.
Which was also Thomas Jane.
That was Thomas Jane. I like Thomas Jane as the Punisher, but I'm sorry. John Bernthal is now the Punisher to me after that franchise.
Definitely.
After that series.
Definitely.
He is the Punisher head up. So apparently...
I thought he did a good job in Daredevil Season 2.
Oh, he was so good in that show. I was so happy when they announced that he was finally getting a show. But Justin Kroll, who I guess is the writer of the script, or at least the screenwriter or something like that, he posted a Twitter saying, he posted that, what's his name? Jock, I don't know who that is, but didn't get a chance to meet with ScarJo before she was tapped to pen BW? It's BW something?
Black Widow, probably.
Oh, yeah. Hearing the two are likely to sit down at the beginning of next month to talk about the film and how they see it going. And I think a lot of this is just Marvel seeing the popularity of Wonder Woman and being like, well, why not get some of our female characters?
They should have done this earlier, realistically. I mean, I don't know if it would have been...
I don't think it would have
the
made
right
the
time
money.
I don't know if it would have been the right time in terms of the talent that they had. I think they'd probably do a better job now if they have a little bit more experience. But this should have been in the pipeline for longer than just right now.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment to say. I understand why they didn't move forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that at this point, Marvel can put anything on paper. And apparently, like, Black Panther is going to kill it. Like, they're apparently...
have you heard how long it's supposed to be yet? Has that final...
It's probably going to be probably 2 hours.
I know that's fucked, because it was... Like, they had 4 hours worth of, like...
Yeah, well, so the
footage.
Star Wars The Last Jedi was 4 hours, too. But you can't put out 4-hour movies. You just can't.
You can put out a 3-hour movie.
You can, but you limit the amount of theaters you can put in... and the time slots. You want to get as many people into the theaters as many possibilities as possible as a day. And
so, what do you think? 2.5 hours?
Maybe 2.5.
It looks like they're going to start covering like Captain America's stint as the Nomad. It's going to be filled with more shit.
You think there's going to be Captain America in the Black Panther movie?
Yeah.
What about? I actually kind of thought that this Black Widow movie, if they do this, would work better with him being the Nomad. That style of I have no country, like the Man with No Country storyline.
Yeah.
That I think would work better because my favorite Marvel movie is still Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And the best parts about that are when Captain America and Black Widow are just bullshitting. And they're like going back and forth talking about each other's backstories and when they help each other in those fights, like it was really good. And her working off of each other, even at the beginning of the movie. I think it'd be a mistake to have this. Almost how Civil War was Captain America with all these background things.
Yeah.
They should do kind of what Spider-Man did with Spider-Man and Iron Man. Iron Man's in the movie, but not a lot.
Yeah, they play off of each other.
Yeah, they should do that with Captain America. If they
I think in like a non-romantic setting, the chemistry between Black Widow and Captain America is pretty good.
I like that it's not
like they play off of each other.
They're just kind of like
characters.
They're just friends.
Yeah,
like even then.
I don't want to see them put them in a movie and have them.
I don't think
romantic.
No, because I think they tried to do the whole Black Widow and Bruce Banner relationship, and a lot of people weren't really happy with that. And I didn't actually. I
felt better about that than one of the movies. She kisses Chris Evans.
She does. She kisses him, but it was for not intentional. It was for covering up. She's like, public display of affection makes people really uncomfortable, and so she kissed him on the elevator so that the guys wouldn't really like kind of turn their head away from him.
Oh,
so it wasn't a romantic thing. It was just.
I remember them having a romantic thing in a car.
No. You're talking about Sharon Carter, the blonde. she has the romantic relationship with Captain America, who's like the neighbor and stuff like that.
That's supposed to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't care if things are supposed to happen in like the comics, like because technically Black Widow went out with Daredevil for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I hope that this Black Widow does happen, but to be honest, I'd honestly probably prefer it as a TV show.
No, Marvel does fucking terrible TV shows. Their TV shows are fucking garbage, all of them.
You realize that the Punisher is a Marvel one, right?
That's Marvel and Netflix. That's not their broadcast television stuff is.
I don't want a broadcast.
Terrible.
I want it on I want a Netflix style.
You're not gonna get Scarlett Johansson to be on Netflix.
I don't see why. You could probably they've got all those other people.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I mean I know it probably won't happen. I'm just saying that's probably what I would want. I think that the Black Widow thing is I think it's time. Because they had Miss Marvel, but people don't know who Miss Marvel is yet, and you have this franchise,
That's true.
One of the biggest actresses right now is Scarlett Johansson. I'd probably argue the next big one is like that you could do an action thing is like Charlize Theron. No? Nothing?
Nah.
No what?
No, like, I don't want to see her play a superhero.
Oh, I think she'd be better as a villain, personally. Charlize Theron? I mean, she was...
Yeah, but who?
Oh, I don't fucking care. Make somebody up. I don't care.
You got to plan these things in advance. You can't just cast anyone as anyone.
But you could just make up a random fucking character and then just throw her in the fucking movie.
No, that's a bad idea.
That is not a terrible...
That's how you upset the fan base and get people to boycott the film.
Fan base. The fan base is
make sure that the film is financially successful.
No, that it's not true because people don't give a shit. The people who know what happens in the comics are fucking losers like us. Like the average Joe does not fucking care about.
I'm telling you,
whether or not Captain America dates Sharon Carter or Black Widow. There's no difference.
I'm just saying. No, I was just about that. I was just saying that I don't feel like those two characters, the way they're being portrayed, work in a romantic setting. They don't.
No,
I'm not saying that it shouldn't happen theoretically. I don't care.
But I'm just
if
saying,
just
because it happens in the comic books, does not mean that that's what it needs to be in the movies.
No, I don't feel that way either. But you can't just fucking create bullshit characters out of thin air.
Why? They've done it before.
But the reason that all this shit works is because they haven't done that. When have they done that?
A random bullshit character?
Other than fucking Lewis in Punisher.
Isn't Agent Coulson a completely made up character?
Yeah.
He worked for 5 fucking movies, and then they gave him a show.
But the show sucked. But
the show does suck, but
it's not his fault.
No, but that's I'm pretty sure that's not a real character. If it is,
no, it wasn't. I'm wrong. He was created for the film universe. Really, people liked him, and that's why they kept putting him in films.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had you can come up with a basic, stupid villain, pull it out of thin air that did absolutely nothing, and throw him in there and just say that that's her character. I'm just saying I would like to see Charlize Theron in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She's super talented, and she can kick ass, and she's always been that empowerment. I would love this if they put like someone like that as the antagonist to a Black Widow movie. I would be all about it. It's just me.
I don't know enough about Black Widow to say that there's a villain that she could portray. Like
that she could fight, you mean?
Yeah, the casting has to be good.
Yeah, I don't care who it is, just cast someone good. That's all I'm asking. I don't care who you cast, just cast somebody good. Okay, Adam, let's go on to the next topic, and let's see what your thoughts are on this. So Charlie's Angel reboot films are being created, and it's apparently going to start filming in April. I didn't even know about this. I didn't even know that they were thinking about redoing this. Can we let these 80s, 70s TV shows, like, die out? Like, Baywatch was fucking garbage. I watched maybe, like...
That was from the 90s, wasn't it?
Whatever, but, like, can we stop trying to do these TV shows? Like,
not everything needs a reboot.
No, I know. But, like, the Chips movie looked fucking shitty. Like,
it was shitty.
Yeah, well, you saw it?
No, I'm just saying it got terrible reviews and it made almost no money.
It looked terrible. I watched a little bit of Baywatch, and Baywatch was fucking terrible. And I liked everybody that's in that movie, except the weird, frumpy, fat kid guy. I don't know who the fuck that was, but he sucked. But I like The Rock. I like the girl in it. What is her name? She's from True Detective. She was also in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She's really pretty eyes. But then they had Zac Efron, who I really like Zac Efron as well. But that movie was just garbage. And the only one that's worked is 21 Jump Street, and that's because it tried to be nothing like the show.
Yeah.
It took the basic concept of it like this,
Yeah.
and then worked with it. And even mocked it. So, the first two Charlie's Angels films are terrible.
Do you think that that's why the Ghostbusters film wasn't that great?
How so? Why do you think that it...
Do you feel like maybe it tried to be too much like the original Ghostbusters? Because they generally...
I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the original I didn't watch the new Ghostbusters. It just looked bad.
Well, no, the jokes are terrible. They're terrible.
I heard there's so many cameos in there that it just gets really obnoxious. It's like, hey, we got this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got this guy. And it's like stop, apparently.
Yeah.
It took everybody out of the movie because they're showing too many cameos.
The people that they cast, or I should say the characters that wrote, generally fill the same kind of archetypal roles that like the original cast did.
Yeah.
But they're just... The characters weren't written as well. The jokes are fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the plot just doesn't work.
It's just not good.
Yeah, just not good.
And you're saying, like, do you think that's...
Do you think that's why? Is that... Because you're saying, like, in 21 Jump Street, they took just the general basic concept and then said, we're going to build a whole new thing off of this.
Yeah, I kind of think that you can't just... There are certain things... There are certain lightning in a bottle. Is that the phrase?
It sounds familiar.
Where, like, you just get that moment.
Yeah.
That you just... Yeah, I think it is. It's called lightning in a bottle whenever you just kind of... You get that one thing that just works. And it just... It works for that time period.
Conceptually, right time, right place.
And it just doesn't... I don't... Charlie's Angels reboot to me sounds dumb. Because they did them. They did the reboots. And they were bad. They weren't good. Like,
Which one wasn't good?
The two Charlie's Angels movies.
Listen, Bernie Mac was in one of those. You're about to get slapped.
He was in the second one because I guess Bill Murray
wouldn't come back. Yeah,
wouldn't come back as Bosley.
Yeah, so they recast him as Bernie Mac and gave him the same name.
Yeah, I think they played off that like Bosley was like a code name, like 007.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody can get that name eventually.
I thought they were brothers or something like that.
I don't know. I don't fucking try. I'm not trying to remember Charlie's Angels. Those movies were awful.
Listen, Bernie Mac is good. Okay.
So was the GameCube game.
Well, yeah, that was a mistake.
That was a fucking bad game, bad movie, bad cast. I mean, you had Lucy Liu, who was really good in that movie, but Cameron Diaz, it didn't work. Drew Barrymore just looked like, what the hell am I doing here? I like Drew Barrymore. I have no problem with Drew Barrymore, but Drew Barrymore does not ooze sexy action star to me. Cameron Diaz doesn't look like she can lift an iPod, let alone throw a guy halfway across a fucking room. At least Lucy Liu, I can maybe believe, can throw a punch.
Yeah, because she's done other action movies.
Yeah, she's done other shit. I think she did Kill Bill before she did those Charlie's Angels movies, but I don't... Oof. So, I mean, I'm just not about this Charlie's Angels reboot. I just think it sounds like a terrible fucking idea. Like, awful idea.
I'm probably not going to go see it either way.
Yeah.
Whether people say that it's fantastic or not, I'm not going to go see it. So.
Okay. Oof. It just sounds so fucking bad.
I mean, I agree with you. It does sound like a bad idea. It sounds like it's coming out at the wrong time to be good.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thought process. I'm like, but yeah, I didn't even know this was happening, let alone filming in April.
Do you know the production company?
I can look it up real quick and see if I find anything. Charlie's Angels Production Company. Angel Production. Because it just doesn't... I don't know. I mean, it's got to be the same people. I mean, unless they sold the rights or something to it. You know what I mean?
Do you think that this is one of those things where like they have to make a film to hold on to the rights?
Maybe, but why the fuck do you care to hold on to the rights to Charlie's Angels? I don't understand why.
I don't know.
Sony Pictures, and apparently it's maybe being directed by Elizabeth Banks. I love Elizabeth Banks. Okay, I'll change my tune a teeny bit. Like, I'll throw up maybe a 5% more interest in this movie if Elizabeth Banks is starring in it. Has slated Elizabeth Banks, Charlie's Angels for June 2019.
It's a year away, dude.
Oh, I know it's a while. I mean, obviously if they're filming now, but... Oh, it's being directed by Breaking Bad helmer Michelle McLaren. I mean, anybody from Breaking Bad's great. Okay, I mean, Elizabeth Banks, if she's in it, I really love Elizabeth Banks. Like, she's a top 5 Hollywood crushes for me. I love Elizabeth Banks so much. So, okay. Pique my interest at 5% now that Elizabeth Banks is involved.
I'm still at 0%.
Okay. All right, here's another one, though. Well, this one, this is an iffy one for me. Because while I like the franchise, I don't know how this works as a movie. Just my personal opinion. Masters of the Universe film franchise starts filming in spring. What do you think about He-Man? Do you like He-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like... I actually have no problem with the He-Man as a franchise. But the cartoons hit or miss with me. I mostly...
Well, like, it's from that time period. You can't go back and rewatch shit from then.
I can. I can watch Transformers all fucking day.
Yeah, but that's Transformers.
Or G.I. Joe.
He-Man is slightly before Transformers.
It can't be that much before, can it?
Like, can you imagine, like, binge watching seasons of Scooby-Doo? It's the same, dude, but it's...
I've done it! I've done it!
Yeah,
I have the whole series of Scooby-Doo.
You're drunk.
No, I was not. I like Scooby too.
No, I said you are a drunk.
Okay, that can be proven very easily.
What I was gonna say is like it's the same fucking thing over and over again. That's the problem with those things. That's like Thundercats and.
I'm not a Thundercats fan. I think you know that well enough. I do not like Thundercats.
Like again, those are like they worked because of the time period that they were out in.
Yeah, but I like the villains of He-Man in the Masters of the Universe. But my thing is with why I think that Masters of the Universe is this could go either way for me. This is a 50-50, like, this could work or this could flop. Because Masters of the Universe is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird. Like, Man-at-Arms and, that's the guy's name, and I just think he has big muscular arms. And there's the dude who can, like, make a periscope out of his neck. There's the purple tires. I mean, Skeletor's fucking awesome. Yeah. Skeletor's great. But, yeah, I don't... While Transformers, I think is completely still watchable.
I should ask you, now that you brought up Transformers, that's making me think. Who's behind this project?
Who's behind the Masters of the Universe?
Yeah.
I really should have wrote that down.
Yeah, you should have.
Masters of the Universe. Because you always ask me, who's doing it? I'm like,
who's behind it? You can't just go, Masters of the Universe, you interested? Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, just the concept of it even, like, let's say if it has everybody you like. I mean, you're on board?
Maybe.
I mean, because the original Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it like Abe Lagoda or whatever is Skeletor or?
I don't remember.
Let's see.
But I like if I had been like a sentient adult at that time, I would have went and saw that.
David S. Goyer.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
David Goyer. Let's see what he has. David Goyer has done. He apparently wrote a lot of the DC movies, including The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, but also Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. So where does that leave you? Half the resume is great, half the resume sucks. It's kind of 50-50 what I just said. Half of it could be a great thing. It could totally fucking flop. And what is
I think this is going to hinge on the cast for me.
I mean, they got a big cast they got to fill if they plan on doing this, right? Let me see. What would the budget be on that? I mean, let's see. It sucks. Every time I'm looking this up, it comes up with the original one.
Yeah.
I don't think they even have
Just put Masters of the Universe 2018 budget.
Shit. It says MCG, the guy who did the Charlie's Angels and Terminator Salvation filmmaker, has been attached to the Masters of the Universe reboot since the early 2016, but it appears he fell off the project, so now David Goyer has it. I actually like Terminator Salvation, but we just got off of Charlie's Angels and how we fucking hated it. I can't find the budget right now, and I'm not going to spend all this time looking for a budget. I'm not... I think you're right. I think the cast is going to be more of the determining factor, but I mean, this just...
Yeah, like, I'll decide if I'm
interested. This sounds like
later.
Warcraft to me, and Warcraft was a flop here.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I imagine this Masters of the Universe thing happening with. It coming off as Warcraft 2. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the big armor and the fucking tigers and...
Yeah.
I don't know. I just... Not... I can't really say what I think about that right now. All right. Adam, going on to our next thing. What the fuck is going on with these X-Men movies coming out? Because the X-Men movies, all of them have been pushed back or pushed forward. The only one that got pushed up an extra month was Deadpool 2, which now comes out a week before Han Solo movie. And after that, a couple weeks later, is Infinity War. They pushed it up to May 18th instead of its original June 1st date, which now puts it 1 week ahead of the Solo one, and then as I just mentioned, that's kind of stupid. I don't know why you would try to go up against a Star Wars film, whether or not people are excited or not for Solo. It seems really stupid to put out a movie 1 week and then the next week later a big franchise. Why wouldn't you keep that June 1st? Like, nothing was coming out in June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other ones were the New Mutants, starring Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. She that moved from April 13th release date to February 22nd, 2019. They shoved it back a whole fucking year. And then the other thing was the Gambit movie lost its director for the 4th time. And
Jesus Christ, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, and they moved it from February 14th to June 7th, 2019. I mean, are we just going to accept that Gambit is most likely not going to happen?
It's never going to happen.
When are they going to just announce it? Like, we haven't even gotten a fucking trailer. At least New Mutants has a trailer. Which I think New Mutants looks really cool. I'm really excited for that. But, I mean, it's just, to me, it's kind of pointless because this is what happens when Disney buys it. They're not going to continue these franchises. They're going to put these all into the Marvel Cinematic Universe eventually, and it just doesn't work storytelling-wise that, these have just been going on for years and years and years and years and years, and then there's other superheroes running around in New York, but the X-Men just don't know it. Yeah. No one knows about these X-Men. No one knows about Apocalypse or Magneto yet. You're kidding me? Like, so they're going to reboot this whole entire thing.
Well, they're going to have to, because
Deadpool's the only one that could be like, we just switched companies. Like, wink, wink.
You're definitely going to have to do that because Spider-Man crosses over with Wolverine and Deadpool at times. It's going to have to be done at some point.
Yeah, as I said, though, I don't think you need to make Wolverine and Deadpool crossover with Spider-Man.
No, it doesn't need to happen, but like if they're going to be in the same universe, they would have to at least be aware of each other. Yeah,
or something like that. Like right now, I'm not sure how this Venom movie is working out, but like Venom has like no attachment with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It only is in the Spider-Man universe. Like we don't know if Spider-Man's even going to appear in this Venom movie. Do you know what I'm saying? So this superhero continuity thing is getting a little crazy right now.
Yeah.
And the X-Men universe is just fucked right now. I'm excited for I mean, if Gambit was actually going to happen, which now I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah.
It was supposed to start filming like in February, and it lost its fucking director already. They lost so many. Like,
yeah, this is the 4th time that's happened. Didn't you say?
Mm-hmm. November 2nd is when the next Dark Phoenix movie comes out this year. So that'll be the 3rd movie of the trilogy. That is
First Class.
Oh, I guess it's a quadrilogy now. Because we had First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. Well, I guess that I kind of thought that Dark Phoenix would be the last one, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with these movies after this. Like, they almost seem these movies almost seem kind of pointless if they're just gonna reboot them. You know what I mean? Now, what wouldn't shock me? Let's just, for the sake of me just throwing this out there, I could be completely wrong. What if New Mutants was being pushed back a whole entire year to maybe start figuring out how to mix it in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
That would make sense.
New Mutants, maybe they find a way to work this in there a little bit. And New Mutants doesn't really look like it's really attached to the the Fox universe X-Men stuff. Yeah. Not very closely. So maybe that's why they're pushing it back. If they've told us
that would make sense to maybe refilm a couple scenes so they vaguely connect to each other.
Yeah, I mean, they have to know what's going on. I'm just kind of thinking New Mutants, it's in the title. It would make really sense to introduce them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe that way, but they're kind of more off-brand mutants, so they might kind of seem weird. You know, like, these are the... I mean, they did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. They introduced random people that no one fucking cared about. I don't know. I just hope they get their shit together. Is what I'm saying. I hope they get it all together, put it in a backpack, and, you know, take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care. It's a Rick and Morty quote, by the way.
Okay.
All right, Adam.
All right, Pirates of the Pancreas.
Yeah, Pirates of the Pancreas, man. That's like my favorite Rick and Morty joke. It's the stupidest fucking one. I love that joke. Everyone's all about Pickle Rick. I'm all about Pirates of the Pancreas, man.
Yeah.
That or the Courage poster, which is from Pickle Rick. I have the Courage poster with the hot dog in my room.
Yeah.
And that's from Pickle Rick. I think that's the best joke in Pickle Rick for some reason.
In that episode?
Yeah, I think that's such a funny little one line. It's like, what's so courageous about eating a hot dog? It's so stupid. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's such a funny show to me. Okay. Adam, we are done with the movie news.
All right.
So we are going to be moving on into the game department.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start off with the one thing that I kind of thought was really neat, and I was happy to hear about it. Hyperkin's been releasing a bunch of products at CES 2018. They released a couple things, and the Duke is back, baby. Do you remember the Duke?
The controller?
The Duke controller.
Yeah.
Hyperkin is going to be releasing, and I'm going to put an image right here of what, if for anybody who might not remember what the Duke was. The Duke was the big fucking monstrous controller that came with the original Xbox, and that is fucking awesome because I loved that controller. It was it's all I had. I grew up with my brother. You think I fucking got the nice small one when we play Halo, or whenever I'd go to a friend's house where like everybody was like, "Why is he here?" It'd be like, give him the fucking bullshit big ass
Duke.
They didn't call it the Duke. No one called it. If you were one of those people who called it the Duke back when it was actually out, you're fucking lying. Nobody called it the Duke.
Nobody did.
It wasn't until it was gone that everyone was like, "Yeah, you remember the Duke?" I was like, "Yeah, I remember that thing." I was just very used to playing with the Duke.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I ever got the little controller, I liked it. But getting the Duke back, it's such a weird thing because not many people have fond memories of the Duke.
No, because it was fucking huge.
It was
like impossible to use as a young, like as a teenager.
Your hands,
or child.
You'd hold the normal controllers. You hold like this. This one you had to hold like all the buttons up here.
Yeah,
it's so
the Duke was made for Shaq.
Yeah,
it was not made for the normal human being. It was made for the Shaq.
Yeah, the Duke was just, oh, what a controller. Like, who, I mean, that and the old PS3 Boomerang controller might have been the worst game
Yeah,
controller.
at least we never saw that one.
I would have loved to. When's Hyperkin gonna come out with the Boomerang PS3
Jesus
controller?
Christ.
So, apparently this will be coming out really soon, actually.
What system is it for?
Xbox One, PC, and it also is compatible with the Xbox 360 as well. And
okay.
But at the dead center where the Xbox logo once stood is a huge circle that plays the boot up screen animation of the original console when it's pressed. That is awesome. And apparently it will retail for about $60, I believe. Yes, the new Duke controller is available at the end of March for $69.99, and it looks fucking great.
Yeah,
I love it. Here, this is what it's looking like, and I'll post this image at the bottom of the screen too. I mean, it looks just like it.
Yeah, they just added 2 buttons.
Yeah, they just added the 2 buttons. I love it. Makes me actually want an Xbox One just for the fucking controller.
No,
I want it
do
for
that.
Come on, man. I'd love it because getting the Halo the Halo Master Chief Edition collection and playing through Halo 1 with that fucking big fucker, I'd love that.
Or you could just hook up your old Xbox.
I could do that, but I gotta find a Duke. I gotta find a shitty Duke somewhere. Oh, I'm cool with that. And Hyperkin also is doing another blast from the past. Hyperkin's doing all these retro things. They've done a redone version of the Superboy.
Yeah.
That actually looks really good. Like it's apparently.
Well, they're actually not the only company doing that right now. Retrobit is planning to release a Sega Saturn.
A full system.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Sega.
Any idea if there's gonna be pre-installed shit with that?
I don't know.
I'd be all about a pre-installed one because buying for Saturn. I don't know if anybody listens who actually tries to collect for retro consoles, but Saturn and Dreamcast right now are like impossibly difficult. Dreamcast is okay, but
buying
Sega Saturn,
good games on the Saturn is like you might as well just throw your whole.
You might as well start buying
trash.
it. Yeah, you might as well just start looking for Neo Geos because they're all in like above $60 for a good game. Mm-hmm. The only one I think you can get that's still reasonably priced. That's
Sonic Racing.
No, that's still like an $80 game.
Really?
Now. Yeah.
Wow,
Sonic Racing.
that.
Yeah, you can get it on the GameCube for.
In the Gems collection.
Yes, you can get it there. Yeah, no, Sonic R is probably about a $60 to $80 game now. The only one I think you can get now normally is like $30 is Knights, which I love Knights.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they did that new Superboy, which apparently is a much better version than less wonky than the original. Like apparently you can shake the cartridge and it will not come loose. But the other thing I thought was kind of cool is they're making a new Game Boy. A new
I've seen this.
The Ultra Boy, Ultra GB, my bad, is what it's called, and it's not out yet. They don't have a release date, but it'll charge through a USB-C port. It will have stereo sound so that you'll be able to do chiptune music through it, and you can also there's a wheel that would change the color of the lighting on it. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing I find odd about it is why would this not have an option for Game Boy Advance games?
I don't know.
Like
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but
no, because it has an aluminum casing, so it's kind of heavier, and it's built off of Game Boy Pocket. Now, my thought is, it's like they're thinking that it's probably going to be under $100, but you can buy Game Boy Pockets for under $100 that are super light and still pretty small. I'm not as excited about this than I was the Duke, but it still looks really nice. It shows the guy playing it, and Game Boy's actually apparently getting another life back. People going around trying to get all the black and white ones.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually become a bigger market now than you'd think. You can still go and get Game Boy Color games and Game Boy black and white ones for like dollars, but apparently a lot of people are starting to there's
collect those.
Yeah, they're starting
That's
to kind of build up. I guess because it's just a market that's kind of never been touched It's kind of like how mine was.
Well, nobody collects things that come in cardboard boxes usually, because the cardboard boxes don't hold up.
No, but like, they're not looking. I don't think people are looking for like the boxes. I just think people are like getting the games back.
Yeah,
that's how me and the Game Gear. I love the Game Gear a lot, and I have, maybe more than half of the library of the Game Gear games, and I have a blast with those. Anytime I go through a bin, they're dirt cheap.
Yeah,
people can't give half those games away. That's another weird one that. I
think that might be one of the ones that Retrobit is doing. It might be the Game Gear, because there's 3 of them. It might be the Game Gear, the Saturn, and the Dreamcast.
Ooh, those are great. Oh, those are, so good. I wonder though if they'll ever get the rights. If they ever do pre-installed games, do you think they'll ever get the Mega Man on Sega?
The Wily Wars?
No, there's a Mega Man game on Game Gear. I have it. I'll show it to you after the show. It's like the only like officially licensed like Mega Man game.
Isn't it Mega Man 1, 2, and 3?
No, I don't believe so. I think it's its own thing, but
maybe I'm thinking of something for the Sega Genesis that never came out in the United States.
Maybe.
There's something called Mega Man the Wily Wars.
Yeah, I know the Wily Wars. That's not what this one is. This one just straight up says Mega Man on it. And it's for the Game Gear, and it's one that I found for like $5, and I was like, Mega Man on a Sega? That's weird to me. But hey, with the popularity of like all these classic consoles coming out recently, I think collecting for retro gaming, collecting has kind of subsided, and a lot of the prices have been coming down. But I think with the uprising of the Super Nintendo Classic and the NES Classic, I think people were kind of like, oh, we wouldn't mind these games again. Mm-hmm. So, Hyperkin's... I like Hyperkin. Doesn't Hyperkin do in the fight sticks?
They do. They're not as good as Hori's fight sticks.
Hori's the one I'm thinking that does the great ones. But hopefully, hey, as long as that Duke is a good controller, you've talked me kind of into maybe getting
Hyperkin does
an
the
Xbox.
Retron.
Do the Retron 5s and stuff like that?
Yeah, all of them. I think they've done all of them.
Maybe. I'm not sure. You might be right on that, actually. I think you are. Because, yeah, Hyperkin Retro. I think you're right. I believe you are. All right, Adam. Next topic. Nintendo this month had a small little mini direct. And there were some non-exciting, some pretty exciting, some news. So I decided to pull out a couple that I thought would be kind of cool to talk about, and what your thoughts were on these little bits of news.
Sure.
Did you watch the direct, or did you just...
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's only 11 minutes long.
It's a Nintendo Direct Mini. They just wanted to announce a couple things coming out and kind of pump up the interest. And I will go on record and say that I can't believe this, but Nintendo Directs, they were right on it. I remember when they first announced that they were going to stop doing these press conferences and stop doing like E3 really and kind of focus on doing these Nintendo Directs. And I was like, that's a stupid fucking idea. Like, anybody who's going to watch these are normal people, and it works. It works. Mm-hmm. Everybody talks about them. They are the most important things, and you don't have to wait for you talk about Nintendo news, and then the next day, freaking PlayStation comes out with a new thing. Nintendo Directs just drop them whenever they want, and they're in the news for about a week. And I was wrong. I said it was a dumb fucking idea, and they really turned it on.
I don't remember how I felt about it.
I can't remember how you felt. I'm sure that we were both kind of poo-pooing on it. Yeah, I think we were.
I might have been. That sounds like something I would do, but I'm not.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was on an old show. We definitely talked about it. I remember saying, I think I remember saying, Nintendo Directs are so stupid. Who the fuck would watch them? These are for the average person. Nobody fucking cares. No one's going to watch them, the average person. But average people watch them now because they're so short and they're, the presentation is actually really good.
Yeah. When you usually have, Bill Trennan being made fun of by Reggie and...
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. I still haven't seen a direct with the president yet. the new Satoru Iwata.
I don't think you're going to.
I think he's kind of keeping himself in the background.
I think he's the business type. I don't think
he definitely is the business type because he's making smart business decisions.
Yeah.
Right now, he's already been doing a much better job than Satoru Iwata was doing, and
well, there's no way.
God
of
rest
telling
his
that for
soul,
sure.
Satoru Iwata, but I never was a fan of Satoru Iwata. I liked him as a game. I liked him as a personality, but as a
I know he's a
leader,
genuine person.
Yeah, he was a good person.
Yeah,
but
I agree that sometimes he made decisions that were emotional based and not
business smart.
Yeah.
So the new president's been doing a good job. So good job on him. So here we go. Let's. One of the first things they talked about was The World Ends With You, the DS Switch version, I guess, remastered. Which is a really...
there was like... You know how they have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix in Japan?
Yeah.
They had a World Ends With You, like, remix edition in Japan.
That was always kind of what I was referred to as a hidden gem on Nintendo DS. And I thought it was kind of odd that they were going to be throwing a big version out for the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, are you shocked that they decided to bring that over?
No,
or?
it's a good game.
I know it's a good game, but is it a real gangbuster moneymaker?
Well, I will tell you the original game was a limited print run.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, you can't get that game for less than $30 at least. Might have gone up. Maybe it's probably not 40 at this point.
I don't remember what I last saw it.
I'm not too keen on the Nintendo DS marketplace because the boxing and not boxing of them are kind of odd.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's actually one of the rarest games on the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna kind of.
It's good.
I'm gonna argue that real quick, just because I think that's like how people say that Earthbound is like one of the rarest games for the Super Nintendo when it's really not. Like I see World Ends With You a lot, but I don't see.
Well, you do now.
You do now, but it's still like
the first couple years it was out, they released the first the limited print run, and then that was it. Yeah, if you were going to find anything, it was going to be used.
See, I define like
at this point,
I define rare something like Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. Like that, I do not see everywhere.
I see that more than I see World Ends With You.
Really?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, wow. Maybe you just don't look at DS cases like I do. I mean, I always look through DS cases, and I see World Ends With You at like an exchange like every time I go look through.
In the actual box?
Yeah.
Complete?
Most of the time, it's in the box. But I think it's just most of those people who had it didn't get rid of the box.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Super Mario where you're a kid and you're like, oh, fuck this case.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who had that game kept it. It's kind of
like...
They
knew what it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever you find all, like, the games, any Atlas games, usually you don't find those out of their cases. You usually find them in their case. But, so I thought The World Ends With You was an odd choice. I'm very happy because I might actually...
Get a chance to
play it for once, but I thought it was an odd choice, but bold, and I hope that they think about maybe porting some of the other good games from the DS days on there. Yeah. Like, I know that you will hate this, but can I please get my remastered Trauma Centers? Please. I love Trauma Center.
Trauma Center on the DS was fantastic.
Oh, you hate it on the Wii.
Yeah, the Wii ones are fucking terrible.
I like them on everything.
Nah, dude, the control scheme for the Wii fucking sucks. The fact that those Trauma Center games were made before the Wii Motion Plus, they're fucking terrible.
Doesn't the Wii Motion Plus make them better? Because I thought I remember not having that big of an issue with it.
No, it doesn't make them better.
Oh, okay. Well,
if it's an old game and it doesn't know how to use the Wii Motion Plus, it doesn't make a fucking difference.
Oh, I thought that they usually made them a little better.
They have to be Wii Motion Plus enabled.
Ooh. Well, either way, I still don't have a problem with them. If you're just then to appease both Adam and I, put out the DS versions, but you can put out any version if you ask me. I guess you just got to improve the controls.
Yeah, make the control scheme not shit, and I'll play the other ones too.
Okay. Well, any other DS games that you would think about maybe reshooting out there? I wouldn't mind maybe doing some updated, maybe Switch versions of the Dragon Quest games. I'd be okay with that. Some of those cool collections I really liked.
Do you remember Phantasy Star Zero?
Yeah.
That was a good game. Why don't they make a sequel to that on the Switch? That'd be great.
I don't know. It seems like the Phantasy Star franchise is just dead. which sucks.
It's not dead. They're like, oh, it's only released in Japan.
Oh yeah, they keep releasing Phantasy Stars in Japan.
Yeah, there's two of them on the Vita. One of them is the online game, and one of them is a completely its own standalone thing.
I love the Phantasy Star franchise.
No, they're good.
I would love if they kind of started bringing them over here. Same thing with those. When are they going to bring those online Dragon Quest like MMOs over? I'd really like those.
Oh, that'll never happen.
I thought they were planning on putting out 11.
11's a single player game.
Oh,
You're thinking of Dragon Quest X.
Oh, I thought they were bringing that over too. No,
They were talking about bringing it over for the Wii U, but they never did.
Yeah, maybe they were gonna do it on the Switch or something. I don't know. Maybe whenever they start releasing the supposed bundle of games that they haven't really paid attention to over here. Maybe that's because it seems like whatever they throw on the Switch, people buy, and it's been doing pretty good. So, but speaking of Dragon Quest, they also announced that they're going to be porting over the Dragon Quest builders over to the Switch. What is that game? Because that's the one game I've never played. You seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah, I like it.
What is it?
It's okay. So it's like an action RPG with some Minecraft building mechanics in it.
Like squares, or is it more like
it's like squares,
real shapes?
No, there's real shapes too. There's like tables and chairs and like cooking pots and all kinds of stuff that you can build. And you build a village.
Okay.
And people move into the village, shopkeepers and shit like that, and they give you quests to do. So you go out in the world and you do the quests and shit like that. And then every once in a while you'll reach a certain level of progress where there's like a boss battle, and then all these enemies try to attack the town.
I wish they marketed that a little better, because they made it just come off like a Minecraft clone.
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, there's Minecraft mechanics in it, but you can't swim.
Do you die if you swim like in Vice City?
If you swim in the ocean, yes. If you swim in like a lake, you're fine.
Okay. Well, also we have Dark Souls Remastered,
which is good.
That's good. That means they can finally start putting these, like, I guess Doom did okay enough to the point where they're seeing that these M-rated games do okay enough, and them putting Dark Souls is them kind of acknowledging that this is not a kid system anymore.
This is an everybody system. Just like the PlayStation 4 is an everybody system.
Exactly. They have kid games on both, but it seems that
arguably Nintendo has better and more kid games.
Oh, yeah, obviously, but I think that they're kind of going back to the days of the GameCube, where they would put some M-rated games on there. Not like the Wii. I
don't know how successful a GameCube was, but I'd imagine that it's one of their most successful systems of all time.
I don't think it is. Really? I actually think that the GameCube
I know the Wii is. I know the Wii is their most successful system.
Yeah, I think that overall, GameCube was not very successful when it came out. I mean, it was going up against the PS2 and the
really the only thing
Xbox
the
too.
Only thing that wasn't
the Duke.
Yeah, the only thing that wasn't better about the GameCube was the
discs.
Yeah, the disc didn't hold as much memory as the other games.
Yeah, and I don't know what the purpose of that was.
Piracy protection, which really didn't work anyways, because you can pirate games on the GameCube.
Yeah. All right, and
that's usually why they do weird proprietary formats like that, instead of just doing something that
everybody else doesn't. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I don't think pirating is really that big anymore. I really don't. Pirating doesn't seem like it is now, like it was back with like the PlayStation 2 and
or like you remember 2000.
Yeah, like
nobody paid for anything.
No, exactly. Like it's not like that anymore, it seems like.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, good on them for Dark Souls. Everyone was planning that for a long time. Everyone was thinking that was going to come out for sure. But I like that they're kind of finally come out with an original Dark Souls.
What system do you think that you'll get that on? Do you think that you'd get that on there? Because if I go,
I'm not a Dark Souls fan, but if I had to,
you're a baby that's bad at games.
Oh, fuck off. If I had to say if I was going to pick up Dark Souls Remastered, if it's a cheap price, I have Dark Souls 2 and 3 on PS4, so I would probably just get it on PS4. But I like that the idea of someone being able to play Dark Souls on the go, that sounds appealing, but it's an OCD thing, so I see 2 and 3, I want 1 there. You know what I mean? All right. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, were you a fan of the original one or not really?
I bought it and never played it.
Never played it. Wow, you're exciting. Well, I actually like.
Never touched it.
I liked Hyrule Warriors, but I'm gonna say I got a little bored with it. There's a lot of levels in that game.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of characters. But
here's my thing. Okay, the Dynasty Warriors clones, when they have original stories instead of like being based off of other shit, they're bad. They're not as fun.
Hyrule Warriors story is nearly non-existent.
That's
There's
what I mean.
Barely one there.
Yeah, they're
I
terrible.
haven't played Fire Emblem Warriors yet. I hear that Fire Emblem Warriors is really good.
Well, like One Piece Pirate Warriors 3.
Yeah, you're obsessed with that game right now.
It has a predetermined story to follow, so it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
The Berserk game has a predetermined story to follow, so it's pretty good. But like,
I know what this.
It just doesn't interest me. Like, I don't care about Koei's take on the Legend of Zelda formula. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean the gameplay's fun, but they are. This is a good sign for me because whenever we get to the next topic as well, the next game. So you're getting every map and every character from the Wii U and the 3DS version, plus you're getting the champion tunics from Breath of the Wild, and so this is just fucking packed.
Yeah.
But I guess they're finally seeing that these Wii U ports do sell because we addressed, I think it was on last week's podcast, that
Xenoblade Chronicles X should come over.
What?
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh no! Well, yes, of course.
Xenoblade X should come over.
Yes, give me Xenoblade Chronicles X because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is great right now. I'm loving that game. But no, I was more saying that the Wii U games are selling because we talked last week that Amazon addressed that the second highest selling game on all of Amazon was Mario Kart.
Yeah.
For the Wii U.
Yeah.
And so Hyrule Warriors is probably going to be a really good seller, especially because I think Fire Emblem Warriors sold pretty well too.
Yeah.
And they're probably pretty, I don't want to say they're easy games to make, but there's not a lot of depth to them. So, I mean, they can pump out
they
Warriors
basically
game
take
for anything.
their basic Warriors engine and then tweak it.
It's funny that Dynasty Warriors is pretty much a dead franchise, but they just do Warriors for something else. Maybe another Gundam Warriors? Huh?
I never played any of the Gundam Warrior games.
Oh, they're fun games. They're
Yeah.
really fun. I had a blast with Gundam Warriors.
But I mean, they're revamping the whole Warrior series. The next one's going to be an open world game.
Ooh, okay.
So
cool.
There's that to look forward to. Dynasty Warriors 9 in the United States is going to be an open world game.
Awesome. Good thing on them. Because I'm very fond of the Dynasty Warriors franchise. Dynasty Warriors 2 and 3 are so good to me. I still love those games. I probably should pick those up again. I probably wouldn't mind playing them. So moving on to another Wii U port, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So this is we were talking about this before the show.
Yeah.
You thought that this was just Donkey Kong Country Returns going on the Switch. And it's like, well, it's on the Wii. No, the Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze is a whole new game.
Yeah.
That is a bitch to play. It is hard as balls. It is a hard fucking game.
Well, you're going to have easy mode now that you got fucking whatever his name is, Cool Kong, whatever, fucking surfboarding everywhere.
Yeah, he is like...
It looks like he's basically just like...
He is the 3D Mario, like, white suit, or whatever it's called, where they give you the invincibility suit, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
do you remember what it was?
Yeah,
it was like the invisible cat suit?
If you die 30 times in one of the
games. It was like 3. If you died more than 3 times, they gave you an option to get this.
Be invincible?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But you didn't have to do it if you didn't. They didn't force it on you.
Yeah, I know, but
which was okay. But yeah, I was like, really? After 3?
It's a Mario game.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is a great game. Definitely deserves to be on there. And honestly, if they decide they were like, hey, we're going to switch. We're just going to port half the games from the Wii U over. I'd be fine with that. I honestly would because, 3D Land is an incredible game. As you mentioned, Xenoblade Chronicles X would be amazing on there. There's a lot of... Why Mario Maker hasn't been ported over yet, I'm still shocked. Because they pretty much shut down the online for Wii U, so Mario is kind of pointless. Another one that I'm not really shocked at, and I feel like this is the the bastard child that just keeps coming begging for money every single time. Like, please, sir, can someone just play me Payday 2? I feel like Payday 2 is...
That's a really good game.
I know, but I mean, I've never played it. People talk about it, but I don't know anybody who plays the goddamn thing.
I would if I had people to play with. You need 4 people to play that game.
I know.
You can't...
I know, but that's the problem. I don't know anybody that fucking plays it, but it's ported to everything. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, Payday 2, here you go. Have fun with it, Switch. I mean, cool. It's another M-rated game. I'm fine with that, but...
It's a really fucking good game.
I'm sure it is, but why? No one plays it. You're never going to find more than one person to play that with. Especially now. It's not even a newer game. It's like 4 years old.
Yeah, it's probably older than that.
Yeah, wasn't it on the...
PS3.
Yeah, it was on there.
Yeah.
Kind of pointless. I think it's pointless. And we're going to getting a Mario Tennis game, a new Mario Tennis. The one on the Wii U was so bare bones and desperate that I'm hoping that this Mario Tennis actually...
It's more like the Game Boy version.
Or any... I was kind of more thinking the GameCube. I like the GameCube version a lot.
Well, the Game Boy version had like RPG elements in it.
The Game Boy one?
Mm-hmm.
I've never played the Game Boy one.
You
really?
Should. Yeah, you should.
What about the Virtual Boy version?
I
can play that. I can play you in that.
I'm sure you can, but I don't want to.
Really? You sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to burn your eye sockets out?
No, I'm good.
Mario Tennis, though. Might be a purchase. Depends on the reviews on it. If the reviews are good and say that this is actually a worthwhile addition, because I was really excited for the Wii U one, but then everyone's like, yeah, it's tennis, and that's it.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll follow the Game Boy's look at it and kind of hopefully. All right, Adam, we are moving on to our last segment of the day. We are doing Rotten Shitatoes again.
Oh shit! All right, do we want to go over this real quick?
I'm gonna go over it for you. Okay, all right. So all right, this is our newer segment that we premiered last week, and it's back for an all new Rotten Shitatoes Game Edition.
All right.
This is how the segment works. For those who are unaware, we basically ripped off the rating system of Rotten Tomatoes, but we attribute it not just to movies. We can pretty much put it to whatever we want because it's our podcast and we can do whatever the fuck we want on this show.
Yeah, fuck off.
Pretty much. I'll be running down some topics in the news, but in this case, just some games coming out this month in January. And Adam and I will simply assess the games at first glance, and from then we will say whether we like it or if we splat it. Make sense?
Okay.
Simple enough to you?
Yeah.
You can get that. So we're doing games being released in January. None of these games have been released. I think the first one comes out on the 16th. So without further ado, let's go down the list, Adam. So first game on the list is... Oops. Here we go. Get this shit up. Street Fighter V, the arcade edition. The version that they said that they would never release, but here it is.
I'm gonna say shit because I already have it and all the DLC. So like.
All right, so you're splatting that.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a like. I'm excited for this because I don't have Street Fighter V, and I'd like to just get all this DLC because not having all the DLC, pretty much locked behind all this bullshit, was the reason why I didn't pick up the game in the first place.
Yeah.
So, splat for you. Positive shit emoji for me.
All right.
Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory.
Is there like a ghost shit option?
Why
I don't care?
No, if you don't care, then it's splat.
All right, splat then. I'm
going to say splat too, and it's kind of a shame because I didn't hear a lot of good things about the first Cyber Sleuth, and I'm a real big fan of the Digimon World games for the PlayStation and the GameCube. I was really a big fan of those, but Digimon, it seems like recently have just kind of been... They've been trying, I guess, but it's just not really for me, so I'm going to splat it as well.
Yeah.
So next one is The Lost Sphere. coming out for Switch, PS4, and PC on the 23rd.
Isn't this the like spiritual successor to that game that Square Enix RPG Factory just came out with?
Yeah, this is the
Setsuno, whatever, something Setsuno.
It's definitely that. Yeah, it's what you're talking about, the Square Enix game, the JRPG.
I mean, I'm probably not going to get it, but I mean, I'll say that I'm excited that it's coming out. That kind of stuff continues.
I'm kind of saying the same thing. I'm gonna give it a like. I think I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking give me that positive shit all the way.
Arc System Works Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Yeah, and it's
fuck yes,
gorgeous, and it's
might be finally doing something right.
I think that if this game succeeds, this is how Dragon Ball Z games are going to be done from now on.
Good.
Straight up.
Because honestly,
I don't think they're going to be doing any more of the 3D things.
Yeah, let me tell you this. The Xenoverse games could be really good. They felt like they'd put almost no work into them.
Yeah.
That's the problem with them.
Yeah, I was not really, I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh, this is so cool. But after a little bit of thinking, Xenoverse kind of started irking me, and I never picked up Xenoverse 2.
See, I did. Xenoverse 2 was a massive improvement over the first game, but it still felt like an unfinished game.
Yeah?
It still felt like it was missing massive
I guarantee
amounts of things.
I think that if this works, I think that which I think it will. It looks great, and apparently the beta is doing really great.
Yeah.
They've been having a couple server issues, but that's what betas are for.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that if this is done successfully, this will probably be. They might still work with the Xenoverse, but I think that you'll strictly probably seeing Dragon Ball Z and 2D Fighter, which is what I've always wanted was a 2D fighter. I just wanted the goddamn Famicom games, and that's what was the Super Bukuden on the DS?
Yeah, which was also made by Arc System Works.
So close to being perfect. It just had a couple issues with me with unlocking characters and some of the fighting mechanics I had issues with. But overall, yes, this is one of my biggest games of like what I wanted last year. But I think they pushed it off to this year. All right, so you gave that a
that's a like.
Okay, Monster Hunter World.
Splat. Immediately splat.
Just don't like the Monster Hunter games?
No, I don't like the Monster Hunter games. I played this. There was like a beta or a demo that they released not too long. It's so fucking slow. No, not my thing.
I'm gonna give it a like for right now, just because I haven't really gone too involved with it. But I think the game looks gorgeous, and
it looks beautiful.
I think it looks fun. But it seems like it's going to be one of those games that if you're not playing it, unfortunately, I don't know unless I know somebody else who's diehard into it who's going to play with me, because it seems like this game to me would be like a Destiny idea where it's not really fun unless you have somebody else with you.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think that's a fair assessment to say about it?
Yeah, let me tell you this: the Monster Hunter fan base has been clamoring for a game that they can actually play online with each other for a long time, and they're finally getting it. And I think that the Monster Hunter fan base, if you like Monster Hunter, you will love this game, because I'm going to tell you right now, it hasn't really changed much. Mm-hmm. There's some new stuff in it, but like I never really liked the Monster Hunter games. They're slow,
you've always never been a big
grindy,
fan.
And they have almost no story. They have no story.
I enjoyed Monster Hunter 3, and then I think I played a little bit of 4, but then I never got into like Generations. That's why I love the idea of Monster Hunter, and I'm hoping that if the reviews are super good for it and it looks great, maybe this will be my way to finally start getting into the Monster Hunter franchise. So that's why I'm giving it a positive.
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed playing any Monster Hunter game, you'll enjoy this game. But what I'm telling you is that I don't, and I'm not excited for it, and I don't think it's going to be a bad game. It's just not for me.
Okay.
So splat.
All right, I already know what you're going to say about this one, but but by the way, Monster Hunter, that comes out on January 26th. January 30th is Dissidia Final Fantasy NT.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I know you're getting it. I've never played one of these.
They're fun. They're like, it's like a 3D arena, like melee combat game, and you can fucking fly around and shoot shit at each other. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not like a fantastic game, but I mean, it's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think where I lie on this one, because
Did you play the beta? Because there's a beta right now.
No, I didn't play any of it.
Yeah, download the beta and play it.
Okay, I'll check it out there. But I mean, for right now, I'm probably gonna splat it just because I don't really have an interest in it. Now, maybe this will change if I play this beta, but I think for right now, I'm gonna give it a splat just because my enthusiasm isn't too high for it. But that comes out on the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was the couple games coming out. What do you think? I think that was a lot more focused Rotten Shitatoes.
Yeah.
This
well,
year.
I think I knew what was going on.
I think
this time.
the first time Adam wasn't really familiar with
I was
how
like,
the rating system was working.
Yeah,
I'm
like diarrhea and solid shit. Like, is that what we're doing? That's
no,
what I thought we were doing last time.
we explained it, but I think we explained it a little better for anybody who might have been confused on it the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, that is the last segment of the day. So, wow. That went to I felt like that went by pretty quick today.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty successful show. But Adam, where can people find us?
Same place. Facebook.com/GTAS podcast and Twitter.com/GTAS podcast.
And right down here, there's been there the whole goddamn show. If you haven't seen it, that's our hashtag right there. So once again, if you hashtag us with a question, we will be more than happy to answer it on the show or
direct
anything like that.
message us on Twitter,
Facebook,
We
anything like
don't
that.
Care.
Yeah, do whatever you want. I'm going to be assigning, because I can't seem to figure it out, I'm going to be assigning Adam the task of trying to figure out how to get our audio form onto iTunes and some other, like Google Play, shit like that, okay? So, Adam, you'll be working on that like within the next week. Maybe try to have at least this show up. We don't have to put all of them up, but maybe we will.
We can put them all up.
Yeah, I don't really, I have them all still, I think, but...
I have all the originals from the first 2 or 3 seasons that we did.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm going to leave that more to you because I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I just never took the time to do it before.
And you're a little bit smarter with the computer shit, so if I have to send you the files, I'm fine with that. I just want to get our stuff audio form.
Yeah.
You know, either getting it on like SoundCloud, shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. But thank you again for listening, and until next time, farewell.